Hey, so it's me again. I haven't made a video since about a month after my surgery, so I've been like thinking a lot and I really wanted to put more videos out there. Not that I think that my story is any more interesting in particular than like anybody else's, but I know that I have a lot of stuff in my heart that in my mind that I just really need to get out. And these past 8 months or so that I've been going through this journey, there's been quite a few times where I've had people reach out to me because I'm very open about what I post about my journey. So on like my Facebook mainly, I'm very open about my feelings towards my surgery, going through the cancer, my breakup that happened afterwards, which I'm not feeling as positive as I was in my second video about that. But I'm really trying not to be too bitter, but you know, it is what it is. But I'm human and I have feelings. But since I've been so open about sharing those things, I've had a big handful of people reach out to me because they were having certain symptoms, and because of posts that I put up with my own symptoms and my own experience from ovarian cancer, I have people reach out to me directly with some symptoms and things they were having. And much like I was hoping, because of my story and sharing it, they went and got checked. And as far as I know, everybody's been good so far. But if I can reach this on a much larger scale than just the people that I happen to have on my Facebook, it would be amazing. So I'm sorry, I'm having an emotional day, and so I'm not really sure why this is the moment. I just decided, let me pick up my camera and let me start recording. I am going to probably get into, having topics and things to talk about, and just like having more of an actual process as opposed to just picking up the camera, talking, and having no idea what I'm going to talk about. So just to start the video, I guess, and just for those of you that have seen my other videos and might not know me in person, since my last video, I wanted to go ahead and get a tattoo. I'm a big person on tattoos. I have about 15, I think. But tattoos are just very symbolic to me to kind of mark the things that I've been through, and just a reminder to me of all the things that I've been through and made it through. So I knew when I found out that I had beat cancer, I knew that I wanted to get a tattoo to symbolize my victory, and to mark such a large thing in my life, to just have that somehow shown on my body and something symbolic of it. So, obviously my first thought process was like a cancer ribbon, the teal cancer ribbon, because I'm like, oh yeah, I mean, that makes perfect sense. It'll be easy peasy, people will see it, and there'll be no question. Like, obviously I have a cancer ribbon, so it's either for me or for somebody that I care about, right? So I was like, you know what, like and this is no offense to anybody with a cancer ribbon, because I'm sure that I probably am still going to get one of those too. But I just told myself, like, no, this is like a huge thing. You need to get the biggest tattoo that you've gotten yet. And you really need to think of something that's like really representative of your feelings towards this battle that you went through. So my brother, Austin Gentry, you can find him on Facebook at Austin Gentry or Tattoos by Austin Gentry. Amazing tattoo artist, has done about half of my tattoos almost. Well, I got with him and kind of told him my idea of wanting, like a strong, like, warrior to kind of show like that I'm a warrior, right? And in the ovarian cancer community, we refer to ourselves as teal sisters, teal warriors, things of that nature. So with some getting with Austin and just some ideas that I had in my own mind, settled upon Athena, having Athena as my tattoo, because for those of you that don't know, Athena was the Greek goddess of war, also of arts and crafts and wisdom, which surprisingly, like, I'm really artsy and crafty. I'd like to think I have a little wisdom, but not everything shows my wisdom in my past. But this, I actually just finished it, or he just finished the coloring and everything about 2 weeks ago, tomorrow. So this is what we came up with, as you will see. And I wish the coloring was a little better. I'll put this light on just to kind of, but this is about 6.5 hours of work, and he just did like beyond what I could have even asked for. So it's a gray and white scale, or black and gray, but then I had him do accents in the teal to kind of, the teal obviously representing the ovarian cancer. So I'm extremely happy with it, and I kind of just wanted to share that with everybody. And of course, anytime that somebody asks about it, I immediately tell them what it's for. People get very caught off guard whenever I just casually mention the fact that I just had cancer this year, and but I don't want to have went through all of that for nothing. So whether it makes people uncomfortable or not, to be honest, I'm not always the most comfortable with it, but I push through that discomfort because, like I said, the more that I can use my voice, the more that I can put it out there, the things that I went through, I think the more people I'll be able to help. Yeah. So I think what's messing me up the most now is that, honestly, it's been about, like I said, about 8 months since everything happened, and a lot of other things have happened in the past 8 months. As you guys know, 2020, obviously my bad 2020 started in February, and everyone else's was kind of like March and April, but 2020 has just been the worst for everybody. And so I'm not saying that my struggles are any worse than anybody else's, but it's been, I mean, I've lost some very close friends, family, and breakup, moving, some other things that have happened. So it's just been a lot to deal with. And honestly, you know, while dealing with all that stuff, I've just kept pushing. Oh, there's my makeup. That's good. I just kept pushing everything down, really never giving myself that time to heal and move past some of the things that I went through. And so now it's all kind of starting to catch up to me, and I'm just a sack of emotions. The main thing, it's just my ex, just to be like completely honest. And it's very confusing for me because I know for a fact that I don't want my previous relationship. I have no desire to be with my ex, because I mean, how could you want to be with somebody who abandoned you at the lowest point of your life? But just thinking about everything and just going back, like, it just still, I have so many unanswered questions, you know. Unlike others, like him and I never really had a conversation. Like, it kind of just was, boom, I had cancer, boom, I had surgery, boom, I'm recovering at my mom's house, and then him just disappearing, like completely disappearing out of my life. And mind you, we shared a place together, we shared a dog together. Like, he never even came back for my dog when he made such a big deal, like saying he was going to keep my dog, which is good because I wasn't really going to let him keep him anyway because, you know, like, he did me dirty. But it's like, how does somebody move on from that, right? Like, how am I supposed to be able to move on when I don't exactly, this is going to sound so stupid, like, I don't know what I'm moving on from. It's not like I got an answer like, okay, this is why I decided to leave you. I left you because I found someone else, which he did. Like, he's been with somebody since I had surgery, and he's been living with him and everything. So it is what it is, but it's his pattern. So don't really know why I'm surprised. But it's not like he ever came up to me and said, look, you're a good person, but like, I went over here because of whatever. Or, you know, I just couldn't stay with you through the cancer stuff. Like, I'm not strong enough to deal with it. Or it just became too real for me. He never gave me any type of answer. There was never anything. It was literally in December, we were in Vegas together, having what I thought was an amazing time. Like, that was an experience I've never had with anybody else. In January, we were planning our move to North Carolina and like planning like the start of our life, you know. Well, I mean, we'd already been together for a couple years, but like planning this new life. That was just going to be the two of us getting away from everything. And then February, boom, I found out I have a tumor, and he just turns into a complete stranger. And I still have never gotten any answers. He was just allowed to just up and leave. And I mean, that should be all the answer I need. And to be honest, like, even receiving answers, I don't know I don't know if that's gonna make me feel any better, but I like to think that if I like knew, you know what I mean, like what was the cause, or if I knew, if I had better answers, I like to think it would help me heal, but I honestly don't know. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm having such a hard time trying to move past the fact that somebody could just like throw me away. Going through that surgery, I'm so sorry. Going through that surgery and having my ovaries removed and having my fallopian tubes removed and my body no longer producing hormones. I had just turned 32. Like, my body has been doing all these weird things. My body doesn't operate the same way sexually as it used to, which is a TMI, but it's the reality of the situation. I mean, I've only been with one person since, and I was able to get into a little bit of a groove, but like it's a process for me now, where, you know, before sex was just natural and just came easily. Now it's like this whole setup, like it's this whole process. And for somebody that's already extremely self-conscious, like it just adds to it even more. It like is like a reminder that something was taken away. So to feel that way going into the surgery and then coming out of it, just feeling like just way less of a woman. And then the person that I expected to be there to comfort me, because at this point we had been together for 3 years. So to have that person not be there, and then, you know, for the longest I was just like, okay, well, I know how he was with bad news, right? So I just expected him to take his time. And granted, although I wanted him there, like I felt like at some point it was gonna snap. Like I felt like at some point he was gonna be like, oh my god, like what am I doing? You know, the woman I love just went through all this and I've been a real piece of shit. And I just thought like he would come to his senses, like, okay, I'm being fucked up right now. Like, let me get my shit together. But that never happened. He literally just like disappeared. Like he never existed. And then I'm just left here like, what the fuck? Right? Like, what? I don't understand it. And I don't know how to process it. And if we weren't in COVID times, then obviously I would have maybe support groups I could go to, or something like therapy groups or something. I don't know. But like, I don't know how to process all of this. And it's just been really hard. Like having to grieve so many things at one time, that my brain pretty much just dances around all of them like musical chairs, and, you know, it picks one thing to grieve on for a couple minutes, and then I tell myself to pretty much like, you know, suck it up and get it together, and then I just kind of go on about my day. Anytime I start to feel myself getting sad about anything, I just like suck it back up. You know, I go in my car, I cry by myself, I come home, I'll allow myself to cry for a few minutes, and then I just move on. But at this point, with all the shit that's happened this year, like, it's like, what am I even crying about? You know? Losing the ability to have kids, losing my organs, losing my relationship, losing my moving to and starting a new life in a new state that I had planned to do for years, losing my cousin, losing my friend Angel, losing my aunt, losing my other friend. Like, what? Knowing that right now my ex is living somewhere and doing well in life, when he when honestly, as much as I hate to say this, but I've been super honest about the other stuff. Like, right now, all I have is just anger and hurt. Like, right now, I just want him to be doing badly. Like, I don't wish him well right now. I just don't. Like, I want him to not be doing well. I want to find out. I don't wish him harm, obviously, but like, I want to find out that he's doing bad in life. And then when I hear from other people that he's doing good and, you know, things seem to be going well for him, like, it's just like another stab. And I know it's not personal towards me, but that's how my brain is taking all of it. And I mean, I guess the point of this video is nothing. Like with my other videos, this is why I really need to have more of a structured outline of what I'm going to actually talk about. But I was really hurting, and I just really need to get some of these feelings out. And as you can see, like I normally do, I've just been slowly pushing them back in. I probably definitely should get some type of therapy or speak to a professional, but I tried it and I was kind of shut down. So now I'm having a really hard time mentally getting myself back into that point where I feel comfortable talking to somebody, like a professional, about it. So anywho, yeah, I'm probably not gonna post this video because it was just all over the place, and I don't even know if I said anything worth sharing with everyone. But yeah, this was probably the saddest video I've shot, so I'm sorry. But I will see you all another time, and thanks for listening if you did. If I posted it, I don't even know, like I said, if I'm gonna post it, but if I did, thanks for watching me cry. And maybe in the next video I won't be so sad. All right, bye.